150 high school football wins.
1, 2, 3.
You got to scale a mountain to reach a milestone like that, but Seffner Christian coach Steve Lewis remembers the climb from its very beginning.
25-6, West Point High School, September the 3rd, I believe it was, 1975. Beat them 25-6.
His coaching career started 41 years ago over a bowl of cereal. Or maybe it was scrambled eggs.
One of the assistant coaches and I ate breakfast together one morning, as I recall. He said, "What do you want to do with your life?" I said, "I want to coach football and teach." He said, "Let me see what I can do for you here."
Coach Lewis has come a long way since his graduate assistant position with the Richmond Spiders. After a number of stops spanning multiple states, he's now standing on the Seffner Christian sideline, facing arguably his toughest challenge yet.
He'd said on his bucket list of coaching, the last thing that I'd like to do is to start a football program from scratch.
Seffner Christian administrator Roger Duncan and Coach Lewis maintain a close relationship since the early 90s. Duncan, long admiring Coach Lewis's many on-the-field successes from afar. That's why when the Crusaders decided to start up a program of their own, Coach Lewis was the first man he called.
What I knew about Coach is that I would never have to worry about how he treated our kids. I would never have to worry about there being any problems with integrity, bending the rules. I knew the spiritual basis would be there, and so to me it was a no-brainer.
Welcoming the challenge, Lewis hit the ground running, literally.
We had this one offensive coordinator, and he had us do what you call terrible 20s. And you start at one end zone, and you do 20 sit-ups, then you sprint 100 yards, do 20 push-ups. It was a rainy day and it was muddy. He joined in with us, and every time we got down to his end zone, he would do the push-ups with us or sit-ups or whatever it was. He was rolling around in the mud with us.
Like most programs in their first season, Seffner encountered some tough obstacles, going just 2-7. But the losses seemed to fire up Coach Lewis even more.
He was definitely, I would say, a fireball.
He was a very, lively, almost like he was in his 30s, just very running around, he's very energetic.
But shortly thereafter, things started to change.
I had my shoulders hunched over a little bit when I walked, and I started walking in shorter, choppier steps. And I knew something was up.
He was my Bible teacher at the time, and I think we were sitting in class, and I was sitting like right in front of him, and he was like, his podium was right there, and he mentioned that his hand would shake like this, and he said, "I don't know why my hand's doing that."
After multiple tests and appointments with doctors, Steve Lewis learned he had Parkinson's disease, sharing the news first with his wife and then the team.
It was devastating to her. I mean, it really was. I won't say she denied it, but it hurt. It really did. But after about 2 minutes, she said, "Okay, what's first?"
Life after the diagnosis changed quickly, but Coach Lewis wanted to keep coaching. Fortunately, Duncan was behind him all the way, which is fitting because Duncan's father also had Parkinson's.
We're not dealing with a coincidence that of all the schools in Hillsborough County that Steve Lewis could be coaching at, of all the schools in the state of Florida that Steve Lewis could be coaching at, that God had him at a school where the administrator's dad has had Parkinson's disease for 20+ years.
In the past few years, everything's changed. Seffner Christian has become a district contender, and Coach Lewis is a little more subdued than his fiery days.
Did you hear the whistle? Did you hear the whistle?
A side effect of having Parkinson's.
One of the side effects of the medication is it affects your vocal cords and how you can project. And so, I've kind of told him, my dad used to kid around about it, the doctors will tell you, you need to practice yelling at home. And I told him, don't do it to your wife, but you need to practice yelling so you can project your voice.
Hiring an offensive coordinator in 2011, his responsibilities on the sideline have changed as well.
They're anxious to do things for me. I have to think of something to assign to myself. But like Bobby Bowden said, the hardest thing about coaching is give them something to do, give your coordinator somewhere to go, and then get out of their way as they go about doing it.
Last season, the Crusaders went 8-2, truly a team effort. As for the future, who knows what's in store? That's what makes each and every win so special, not just for Coach Lewis, but for all those who have played alongside him throughout the years.
It brought a tear to my eye because Coach Lewis is, he's such a great, honorable guy, and just for them to basically say, you guys can give him the game ball for his 150th win. That was just it was a heartwarming moment. It really was.
150 wins seems like a wonderful way to be remembered. But for Coach Lewis, it may truly be an afterthought. He's in the business of making young men and leaving them with important life lessons.
Hey, you got to keep living, keep walking, stay moving. When you sit down, that's when you're done.